Hello everyone and welcome to this video, which is in our Engine Snack series. I'm Grandmaster Matthew Sadler and this is the second video about the game Stockfish against Scorpio TCEC Season 22 Division P. Now if you saw the first video, you'll know that with some amazing calculation, Stockfish picked up 2 pieces for the rook and a very good position. And well, Stockfish converted that without any problems for Stockfish, that is. Because the way that it did it was incredibly, well, I suppose you'd say risky and calculation heavy. Stockfish had advanced its queenside pawns quite far. In particular, this A pawn is only 2 steps from queening. But it looks as if White's overdone things somehow, because the king's in check. If it escapes to h3, we've got queen f5 check, and after bishop g3, which was played in the game, we've got h4 from black, pinning the bishop on g3 and seemingly winning a piece back. However, Stockfish had seen much further. The first step is this move queen b2, and of course, yeah, you know, the rook doesn't really want to move away from the a file because then the a pawn can advance. The only problem is that rook a5 is met by queen b4, and after rook a1, then queen e7 check, and well, amongst other things, we're going to be picking up the pawn on h4. So black is compelled to move the rook away from the a file. But okay, now a7 is an ever-present threat. But White isn't going to do that immediately. What White is going to do is to play this stunning move, knight d5, and it's one of those, you know, moments where you you look at it and you see a couple of the points, you see a little bit of the geometry, but you know, the basic idea, you know, the key idea is just rather, well, too difficult to assess, I suppose, humanly. So hg was played, knight f6 check, and there's a few little difficulties here. What you do start to notice, and you know, you start to understand, well, this is going to be the basis of what Stockfish is doing, is that an awful lot of squares are mined because of the rook on e1. So for example, king h6, I've got queen d2 check, which is rather annoying. Now the amazing thing about this, Scorpio played king g7. But the amazing idea after king h8, there's no discovered check or anything, and well, I mean, black's threatening g takes h, but actually White's going to play h4 here, and the basic idea is that, you know, black doesn't have any sort of way of getting at this white king. If you look at it, you know, just there's this knight is covering, for example, g4, which would be a great square for the queen to come in, and something like queen f5 trying to come in is met by knight h5 check, great discovered attack, followed by queen g7. Yeah, I mean, yeah, where are you going to put your rook? Where are you going to cause some damage? And remember that a7 to a8 is coming in there. So rook d1 is an idea, and after a7 you play rook d8 and stop the pawn from queening. But then you just play this move, knight d5, king h7. Remember that king g8 allows knight e7. Again, more of these mined squares. King h7, queen e5, and actually black doesn't have any defense. White's got so many ideas, queen c7, knight f6 check, queen e7. You're just never going to stop this. Just, yeah, that's very hard to assess. And after king g7, the key idea here is this move, knight d7 check, which reminds me very much of a game between Stockfish and Ali Stein, which is featured in the Silicon Road to Chess Improvement, my new book, and you know, it's just stunned me at the time. That was Stockfish that played knight b6 check, followed by knight d7, and somehow getting back to the king's side and causing threats there. And well, this knight is fantastic on d7 because king f7 allows knight e5 check, and king h7 allows knight f8 check. Obviously, king h6 still allows queen d2 check. So you just see, yeah, you're just totally mined here, really. And king g8, queen b3 check. Again, very hard. King g7, I'll go queen c3 and pick up the rook on e1. So queen f7, natural. Queen g3 check. Oh, are you forking these two? No, there's queen g7. And all of a sudden, it looks like this might not be so bad for black after all. But this stunning intermediate move, knight f6 check, has the gorgeous point that we go takes, and then knight e8 check, king f7, and knight c7. And you're just not going to be able to stop these pawns from queening. E3 was played, king f3, e2, b6, and well, there's not much you can do. If the rook moves away, white takes the pawn. If you don't move away, this one's queening. Absolutely stunning play from Stockfish, and well, I think this is a good example of something that humans can't really do. Or if you did this, it would be totally by accident, I think. But stunning tactics, wonderful display from Stockfish.